and welcome everybody. Wanted to talk today about the ever-growing awareness of narcissism and narcissists in general. The information that's being put out, as you know, there's a lot of people on YouTube. It's starting to make its way into mainstream media on a consistent basis too, as well, which are all good things because now it's I call it that narc vaccination. That narc vaccine is being passed around so people can be more immune to fight off these narcissists with the knowledge. The knowledge is the vaccine that you're injected into your mind, and it spreads throughout your whole body. Um, for the most part, I mean, that is good that the knowledge is out there, that we know about it, that we're coming into a greater understanding and awareness. But we also have to take into consideration that the narcissist is also becoming more aware of just how many other people are aware of what they are and what they are doing. Now, you may have heard of people that say, well, narcissists don't know they're narcissists. I mean, it may be true because before we knew about narcissists, we didn't know what it was either until we were brought some clarification of what this dynamic and what the signs and the symptoms that we were experiencing with these individuals were. We didn't have an idea either. So, by default, they don't know. They just know that they do things differently, they act differently, they think differently than most normal human beings. Thus, but take into account this here. They do know that they are scheming. Okay? They do know that they are manipulating you. They know what they're doing. They just may not have found out what everything that is can pose collectively uh, within them is called the way they act out, the way they conduct themselves. They don't know that necessarily to the specifics of narcissistic personality disorder or within a cluster B trait. Okay, they may not know that, right? They just know they do what they do, but they do know that they are being underhanded. They do know that they are scheming. They do know that. Okay, so they may be a degree to which you know how much is involuntary, versus just automatic, and they just do it automatically because that's just how they've been operating for so long. But they do know. Okay, and with this awareness, this is just a part of what happens. I want to just brief everyone on this. A part of what happens by people gaining the knowledge, there's a cause and effect factor, and that means that narcissists are going to start restructuring their approach too, as well. Because now that people are, you know, on it and have been alerted and are looking for it now, looking for these love bombing signs and looking for, all of the tactics that they could just fly under the radar with, we can pick those up now. They're not as stealth as they can't operate as stealth as they used to. So that means they have to even come up and create better tactics to gaining supply, because you got to remember, this is what their life depends on. They can't resist. They can't stop. They can't stop, uh, going after different sources of supply. This is something they cannot stop. So, in order to do this more efficiently and effectively, be prepared to start seeing more, you know, tactful, stealthy type of approaches from these individuals, right? Where they have to blend in and assimilate more into the general society that they exist in. But it's not that they're gonna, change the behavior. They're just gonna come up with better strategies to mimic, I believe, more of a victim standpoint. More or less start listening for more of these individuals claiming to be victims of narcissistic abuse when they're the perpetrator themselves. Okay? That's going to be one of the biggest factors in happening, where they may have all the dialogue and all they study this stuff too. So they know the jargon of the survivors community. They know the jargon. They know the language to speak, to sound as though they're one of you. Again, letting your guard down. This is one of the biggest tactics of how they get in. It's about making sure that their victim has their guard down. Because if the victim's guard is down, they are in a whole lot quicker, unsuspected of ill intent. Okay? You won't pick up on the ill intent that is due for you if they are able to get your guard down or make you feel as though they are one of you. They are in the same fight, or they have been in the same fight as you have. They have overcome the same abuse, trauma, etc. as you have. So now, again, the tactic that narcissists really like to use is that building a false rapport to making you think, I come from you and I can relate to you. Therefore, I can empathize. And this is fake empathy. I can empathize with you. But in all actuality, this is the predator. These are the exact same people that were out here doing this stuff. If y'all haven't yet, you got to check out Dirty John. And this guy's textbook. It's a series on, I think it's Bravo. Textbook narcissist. Textbook. And the thing is, the cycle that keeps repeating, and now that the more people who are becoming aware of this, it's making it harder for them, which means they're getting more desperate. And don't be surprised, I mean, everyone, don't be surprised of the level of violence that you start to see in society now. Because by the mere aspect of people guarding themselves more, making themselves less available, by taking to the knowledge gained and not repeating the same mistakes over and over again that got them into the situation in the first place, these individuals are going to become more desperate and more forceful, more frustrated too, that they cannot easily pick through sources as they once did. I mean, this is something you can count on that. The violence is going to kick up. Because when people are able to correctly respond and not entertain the manipulations of these individuals, there's gonna be a lot of those narcissistic injuries triggering off everywhere. Everywhere. And when that happens, you will see an increase in violence. Because these individuals are so dependent upon gathering sources, people to use, to manipulate. Okay? So the biggest thing from this is, I'm just putting this out here to tell all of you, don't let your guard down. Be aware that these individuals, okay, will be in desperation mode and using, extreme tactics in some cases to secure other sources of supply. Because they know the information is out there. They're studying the information. They're customizing their false personas to the information that is out there. so that they may blend in better and not be detected as an adversary, because that's really what they are. And so for everyone, it's time for you to really not let your guard down because you think you're in the clear because you've got the knowledge. Narcissists are always at work, scheming, plotting, rebuilding, recreating themselves to be better, more potent, and efficient at getting new sources, at targeting new sources. So don't think you're just in the clear yet because you have the information. That's part of the battle. But now we have to deal with the infiltration of narcissism coming into this community of survivors and portraying themselves to be as one of us, mimicking everything that a victim goes through, mimicking actually being a victim, well, not actually, but being mimicking the uh, experiences of a victim and making you think you have one that you can trust, because the old tactics have been exposed. So they had to revise new tactics to blend in. That's all I want to say about in this video. Just wanted to put that out there for y'all. Something to think about, something to keep your minds chiseled. Stay sharp. Okay? Stay sharp. Anyway, hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Make sure you subscribe and then hit the bell button once you subscribe. That's going to make sure you get all the notifications. Um, you know, definitely do that. Definitely get the Anti-Narcissist Awareness Training Academy e-course, the ebook e-course on there. I'll leave a link where you can get that. You can it'll probably pop up right now. You can click that link. And then also I'll leave it in the description box as well as the documentary, Departure of Empathy, which deals with narcissism too. Anyway, thank y'all for listening. Have a good one. Enjoy your day.